mill site? Because we've had some movement on the.
Yes, we have. So I talked with one of the leaders of the grant writing team. Actually, yesterday she called and we had a real good conversation. Had some bullet points she needed me to take care of, and we're no news is good news on this kind of thing. So far we ain't heard anything. I'm expecting to hear whether we received the grant to clean up Chiquola Mill site probably mid-April. If that's the case, if we are granted that. Probably receive the funds in late fall, get our bids out for the construction company that's going to be doing the work over there. Best case scenario, I could see some movement on that mill site being cleaned up about a year from now, maybe early mid-spring of 2025.
That's pretty big progress compared to where we were, right?
We've removed a lot of debris and rubble off of it in the past already since I've been mayor. So yeah, this is huge. We're really looking forward to hearing from the brownfield grant. So ready for that.
And once it's cleaned up, how could that impact Honea Path?
Well, first and foremost, it gets an eyesore out from in front of a church and some residences and other areas over there that, they've been complaining about that mill site for a decade or more. So, just the beautification of the town with it being cleaned up is going to be huge for us. But we do have a couple of investors that's in some negotiations right now to, what do we want there? Do we want some housing, some townhouses, maybe some affordable income, housing? So still in the early process of that. So we haven't figured, out completely. But I'd like to have a park there as well with houses around it or whatever, the town wants to see over there. I'd love to have an amphitheater. Be plenty of parking. Plenty of seats. We could have our events over there, but we'll see. We got to figure out what's the best interest of the town and her citizens.
Well, how's the economy doing in Honea Path?
We're looking pretty good right now. It's business license time. Everybody hates to pay business license, but unfortunately that's part of doing business in a town or county or a state. As far as our workforce here in town, we're about full staffed in all of our departments. All the small businesses seem to be going well. They all packed when you go try to eat. So I'm assuming they have plenty of employees too. So the economy in Honea Path right now is doing pretty good.
Have any new businesses?
We've had a lot of new businesses come into Honea Path lately. Probably, I'm gonna say 30 over the last 3 or 4 years. Our coffee shop that used to be the Black Cow, it's changed hands a couple times since then, and now it's called the Hive. And I know my wife and daughters, they both love it, so they go frequently, patronize them frequently. So seems to be pretty busy. The opening day was slammed. There was a line all the way out the door and in the street, so seems like people's buying into what they sell in there, and looks like they're doing pretty good. So that's one business. Got some salon that's opened here recently, and some other businesses. So Main Street's starting to boom. I give it another 2 years, and Main Street's going to be real popular again.
How about the demand for housing?
So housing, builders are building here. We got 6 right here on Main Street. This went up. Got 4 over by Lion King. Got 2 in my neighborhood, my subdivision. One of those sold almost immediately. These down here, they have a lot of movement on them down there as well. So we have empty houses, but they are going. So if you want to move to Honea Path, you better come on down.
So there's a real need for housing here.
There's absolutely a need for housing. If you own Facebook, which I'm not anymore, but my wife, she lets me know what's going on Facebook, and there's always people asking for places to rent or places to buy in and around Honea Path. So I think this is becoming a real popular destination for people to live. I've said this many times when interviewing me. I don't want Honea Path to become Woodruff Road because nobody wants to live on Woodruff Road. But some, sensible, sustained growth is huge for the town.
Well, spring is here. How are the spring athletic programs looking?
Going pretty good. Talked to Tim earlier today actually, and baseball and softball practices and going wide open. Got a lot of teams this year. We're going to do real well. Tim and Hunter Pace, they both do a phenomenal job for our rec center. We did receive a $300,000 grant that we will be using to build a town usable for the rec and the town a soccer field. It's over on some land donated over next to the Masonic Lodge. So should be building that soccer field pretty soon. So that money's in, and so man, rec in Honea Path is growing and it's getting better, and it's just we got great coaches, we got great leadership over there. So all around, it's great.
I see you've got a new stage out here in the park.
Sure, that stage was there. It's been there for a while. Temkin, right up the road here, huge partner of ours. We love Temkin. They mean a lot to our town. They funded some money about a year ago to redo the stage. So the stage has been redone. The platform's been there, but it's been redone for Honea Path's Got Talent. It's what we received the funds for, and then we had an Elevate Upstate grant that we were able to purchase some audio equipment for microphones and speakers and a mixer and that kind of stuff. So man, it's just grant money's pouring into the town, and we're using it for what the town needs and deserves. I mean, we're doing what's best for the town with it. Speaking of Dogwood Park, if you notice, the old picnic shelter is gone. It has been demolished. Temkin has funded so many projects and so many ideas from us, and working with Temkin there. We've received a huge grant from them, and what we're going to build back there, where the old picnic shelter was, is we're going to call it a bigger picnic shelter, but it's also going to be used once a week for a farmer's market. So we have a farmer's market coming to Honea Path. We're hoping that project will be finished by June.
And speaking, you mentioned Honea Path's Got Talent. Going into the spring, what are some of the events coming into the spring?
So I've pulled back from the planning committee a little bit, let them run it, kind of hands off, just to be there for advice and, if they need a check signed or something. But we do have some events coming up in the park. I think they're doing Honea Path's Got Talent again, and the idea of having movies in the park with a blow-up screen and a projector, that idea has been bounced around. I think it's making some headway there, so we may be doing that as well. And also an idea of having local talent come out and play on a Friday night, on the stage in Dogwood Park. Free concert for the people, let the town and our vendors, food vendors, pay the musicians. So a lot of ideas. Some of them's coming, I know for sure. I'm not sure which ones.
And hard to believe, as we sit here, we're not that far away from Memorial Day. You have a big celebration for that every year.
I always have a celebration on Memorial Day. We always want to remember those that, gave it all for us. But do have another event scheduled this year. Probably have the flyover again. We got some local pilots here that have some biplanes and I believe a Cessna 172, and they usually do a flyover for us. We'll have special guests here again, probably invite Jay West and Cindy Wilson, of course, Anderson County Council, and Mike Gambrill, Senator, and like I said, Jay West, House of Representative member. They'll all be invited, and I know they got a busy schedule, and they got all these small towns, so hopefully they can make them to all of them. But we'll see. They try. They always try to be here. They got a special place in their heart for Honea Path, so we appreciate that. While we're talking about events and activities, we do have our annual Easter egg hunt this Saturday. It's been postponed for a couple of years now because of the weather. It looks like it's going to be absolutely beautiful Saturday around 11 o'clock, sunny, and maybe highs of in the 80s, low 80s. So we're looking for a great event this Saturday for our Easter egg hunt. And speaking of events in general, we're still going to have our fireworks, show, and it's probably going to be the last Saturday in June this year, because we always want to do it before the 4th of July, not after it. And doing a fireworks show in the middle of the week usually don't set right with, folks, so we try to do it on the weekend. So that'll be probably the last Saturday in June. I always have our fall festival, and, second weekend in October. That's also going to be a 2-day event. And then, of course, our, Christmas parade, lighting of the Christmas tree, festival of trees, all that's coming in the late fall, early winter area. But man, we so blessed with all the volunteers we have down here. They work so hard, and I am so grateful for all of them. And for information for any of these events, you can go on the Town of Honea Path's website, or you can go on Facebook and look up Town of Honea Path, or the mayor's page always, shares all the posts of the events and activities. Or you can always call Town Hall and ask, and we'll be glad to let you know when, where, and what.
And we'll catch up again in June.
Yes, sir. Sounds great.